Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. With me, my frenemy, my buddy, Mr. Brian Larson himself. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jeff. Yeah, it looks like we got some bicycle racing today, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, dude, super excited. Fan footage again today. And I have a new forum you guys can check out. There's a link in the description. I'm pretty stoked with how this turned out. Check it out for yourself, but 5 minutes of your time, if you have some footage, you go through a quick questionnaire, and then you upload the footage, and bam, like we got this, what, a couple of days ago, and already we're talking about it. So it's just streamlined this whole process, and I'm stoked.
Yeah, I think just itemizing out like the actions, who the players were, the course details, I think it's going to make everyone's life a little bit easier. And honestly, it might even make you as the viewer, if you were actually thinking about presenting your video, might actually give you opportunity to reflect on the race and think about what actually happened too, and hopefully learn from it.
Totally. And with that said, let's talk about this race. This is from Utah. This is the West Mountain Road Race. It's a combined Category 4-5, Masters Category 4-5 field. So these are new racers. And Roman sent us this footage. So thank you, Roman. Team Autoliv. They're in this navy with white stripe jersey I'll show right now. And it's funny, when he was asked in this questionnaire, what are his goals? How is he going to win this race? He's just like, oh, well, I want to win it in a breakaway. I want to win it in a sprint. Basically all of the above, which is kind of funny, right?
Yeah, I think it's true of any, I guess I can't fault him for being so positive and optimistic about his abilities. But I think this could bite him in the butt either, sometime sooner rather than later. But, eventually thinking you can do everything will bite you in the butt.
Yeah, I think it's common for new racers to have that idea. I certainly had that same idea when I started racing. Like, little known fact, your boy Jeff over here thought he was a climber up until I was about a Cat 3. And I learned the hard way after getting dropped multiple times that I am, in fact, not a climber.
You're telling me Mr. 1400 watts Alviso sprint champion doesn't go up 20-minute climbs like
No.
6 watts per kilo?
No, not even close. But that's something that you find out. And when you first start racing, just like me, I was like, yeah, I'm good at climbing, I'm good at sprinting, I can win in all these situations. And it takes you a while to figure that out. It took me until about Cat 3, and that's just part of developing as an athlete in this sport. Okay, and so Roman's team Autoliv only had one other team to worry about, and that's Zone 5 Racing, which had 6 guys. Roman's team Autoliv had 4 guys. Not much else to speak of. It's a pretty flat course, not much wind. Not a whole lot happened for the first 80% of this race, and then bam, fireworks in the last 20%. So let's see how things shake out in the last few kilometers. What do you say, Brian?
Yeah, let's get at it.
All right, so we have cut out a lot of this race. There's only 3,600 meters to go, and you can see nothing's really happening yet. They're still all together. You can see some people are looking around. Everyone's just kind of waiting. Everyone fancies themselves a sprinter at this point. It's a Cat 4-5 race, guys, and it's not just this chaotic finish yet, but things are about to change. And that all starts with this pretty searing attack on the left. And that's when Roman is like, okay, I better follow this. So he's already kind of playing his hand, right? If you're committing, that was close to 1,400 watts, what he did back there. If you're committing that much energy with 3Ks to go, Brian, what do you think?
I think you're going all in. I think you should be going all in. Yeah.
Got to.
And I think, I'm going to give Roman a pat on the back here because he was close to the front, so he could actually respond to this move to begin with, too. But as he catches that one rider who was the first to initiate, he goes flying by them, and I don't think he gave him an opportunity to work together. So he's in #GoSoloCaziolo mode right now.
He thinks he can make it to the end, that's for sure, because he did not give that guy a chance to jump on. That's a good point that you make. And if you focus on his power, so one thing I forgot to mention in the intro, Roman's got a 310 watt FTP, and he fired off a 1,400 watt sprint, which was probably excessive, to initiate that attack. And now he's pushing some big boy watts with still a lot of meat on the bone. And I don't know if this is sustainable. What are your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, and I think maybe one other thing to note here is they're in Utah at 4,500 feet above sea level, too. So 500 watts at 4,500 feet in elevation is really, really hard. So I would be well over 200 beats per minute right now for sure. But no, he's definitely on this diminishing return state right now, and he's fading. He's starting to drop down into 200s. As opposed to his 400s and 500s he was before. I mean, and it's just you're paying the price, and ultimately you're losing probably more than you gained by going so hard from the very beginning.
Yeah, what's your expression again? I mean, I know what it is. Remind the fans what your expression is.
Slow is smooth, and let me hear you say it, Jeff.
Smooth is fast.
That's right.
Yeah, so another one that I say a lot is consistency is efficiency. And, he started off at 1,400. Sure, you got to push some watts to get a gap. I don't think he needed to do 1,400. He probably could have timed it a little bit better and done the slingshot move that I'm so fond of and only push 600 or 800 watts to establish that gap. Once you have the gap, what you want to do is just lock it into whatever you think you can do to go all the way to the finish. Now, he's at elevation. He has a 310 watt FDP. This is the end of a race. So I don't know, 330 watts maybe? But instead, he's like all the way up at 400, 450. And then he's down to 150, 200. And it's inefficient. As a result, here he is getting caught.
And he's getting caught at pretty much the least opportunistic time with, a mile left, 1.5K, 1.6K. Like, that is rough timing for anyone to be able to get back on. And I think if it was you or me and this was our P12 race, we would be screwed. Race over, done. I'll see you next week.
And by the way, you shouldn't have anything left in the tank. Like, if you're going to commit to, like what you said earlier, Brian, if you're going to commit to an attack at 3 kilometers to go, like, you're all in, right? You're not saving something for the sprint. But it seems like he's got a little bit left over here, and he pushed some watts to get back up to speed. And now he's like, oh, okay, well, I have some reserves, which I don't know. I feel like you have to, like, if you have 2 baskets, like I have a breakaway effort and I have a sprint effort. If you're kind of like divvying your energy between these 2 baskets, you're not going to win the race. You have to fully commit to one type of effort, and you have to be very clear with your teammates on like what that is, so you guys can work together. Because he's got a sprinter, if you guys noticed, at the front of this group who was benefiting from Roman being off the front, perfect position for the sprint. And Roman needed to stay off the front for as long as possible to give himself the chances to win and also to give his teammate the best possibility to sit right near the front but not actually at the front.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you got to make sure that if you're going to go off the front, you make it last as long as possible to provide that shelter or that carrot for the other teams. But, I mean, I can't believe, like, he still is so optimistic, and he somehow finds a path forward here. He was, like, 30 wheels back with 300 meters to go, and he got lucky. I'm going to say he got lucky with a nice wheel and a gap opening, and he has that second win, and he still gets close to, if not just over 1,000 watts here in the sprint with, I mean, to be honest, I think his teammate won here, so fantastic first and third or first and fourth result for his team. But to be honest, I think if he went all in, seeing how his sprint went at the end there, it would not be unrealistic for him to say that he could have won this race. But also Cat 5.
Cat 5 salute. This is a banned UCI Cat 5 salute. I didn't want to cut you off, but this is now a banned Cat 5 salute. So yeah.
We're contacting the UCI right now.
Filing an official complaint. Yeah, I'll echo what Brian said. Like, congrats on the win, first and foremost. Like, awesome result. You guys won the race. You got first. And then Roman somehow, like, navigated back up to the front, ended up, I think, barely missed out on the podium. He got fourth. But that's a fantastic result. And here's my takeaway. Like, you guys had a great result. Congratulations. But it's just because you're fitter and stronger and faster than everyone else in this field. Like, that's the reason why. What's going to happen is you're going to cat up. You're strong. You guys have tons of fitness. And you're going to find yourself in maybe the Cat 3s, definitely by the time you're in the P12, and you're going to realize, oh, I can't just go really hard and it works out. I have to go really hard at a very specific moment in time, and I have to do things that benefit me and the team, and there has to be some strategy, I guess is what I'm saying. You have to have, like, the complete package. It's not just about the fitness. There's a lot more to the sport. And you'll learn it as you go, because obviously the fitness is there, and 1,400 watts is amazing. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the link in the description if you have footage that you want to submit for analysis. And with that said, Brian, always a pleasure having you on, man.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Catch you later.